Making sure I got it working. I don't want to get caught with a bad stream like the start of the Bengals game. Yay! What's a heat race?
This ain't Daytona.
What the fuck? This ain't Daytona.
The Coliseum, and we couldn't be more excited.
It ain't gonna be nothing but a wreck fest and follow the leader. You mean like the 2019 Clash at Daytona where they were single file the entire race? Johnson makes a move for the lead. They crash, then it starts raining, and then he wins.
Your presence known. A little bit of move out of my way, I'm coming through. And if that doesn't work, then a whole lot of get out.
How much you want to bet that the last chance qualifying races will be the best races of the day?
Just remember the All-Star race.
Yeah. The Open is always the best race at the All-Star race.
But this is for your starting spot and the top 4 lock into the.
And I know you're excited about them stopping the race at lap 75 tonight so Ice Cube can play and then run on the last 75 laps.
There is multiple grooves. There's a regular groove that you're going to be around that racetrack for a
It's
lap
only
time,
fit
and then
in
there's
bubble.
also a protection mode.
And they said it wasn't starting until 3, and they caught me off guard because it was like 2:55 when they started rolling the cars into the Coliseum for the first heat race.
Fast, the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. We're going to race to qualify in next.
Who's here? State your names and identify yourselves. There's 3 of you. Oh, shit. First heat race is Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, Ricky Stenhouse, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola, BJ McLeod, Todd Gilliland, Ross Chastain. The top 4 advance. Boy, it just feels right again to have a Gilliland wasting the number 38 car. It's like nothing's changed.
That's ironic.
If somebody went into a coma in
That's
two...
really ironic.
If somebody went into a coma around like 2009 or 10 and then woke up and turned on the race and saw Gilliland, number 38, scrolling across the leaderboard, they go, God, he's still here? No, it's his son now. I still wish I would have went into that coma in the 3rd quarter of the Super Bowl a few years ago.
Just wait till we get Daniel Reagan to take it over.
Daniel Reagan and Todd Gilliland. And yes, I pissed and moaned about the number placement like everybody did, but on certain paint schemes it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the cars that are designed around it, like Brad Keselowski and Austin Cindric have the best looking cars because their paint scheme was designed entirely around moving the number forward and moving shit around. Some guys, it just seems like they just put the number forward a little bit and then move the sponsor logos. I actually like Joe Logano's new paint scheme. It's simple. It's just Pennzoil yellow.
I think a lot of them though could make their cars look better based on
Yeah.
sponsors. Pick up a couple more sponsors.
What is up? It has been a while. You don't watch football. Yeah. Well, I said see you in February, and here we are. I'm eating Twizzlers.
The race of the year.
I thought about saying, fuck the Twizzlers, bring me some crazy bread. 'Cause I was craving crazy bread from Little Caesars, but I'm
Guys,
over it
you
now.
seen the Batman pizza?
Yeah. But we don't talk about Little Caesars on this stream. I leave that to less talented, louder, dumber, younger YouTubers that live in North Dakota and don't know shit about NASCAR. They'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, Jesus. Well, it's good to have a race or something. This was usually the worst weekend of the year because there wouldn't be shit on. Back in my wrestling days, usually the Royal Rumble would be on the week between the championship game and the Super Bowl, but this year the Rumble was like a week earlier. But now I don't give a fuck about wrestling, so it wouldn't help me anyway. Oh, that's on right now. Pro Bowl's on right now for anybody who gives a shit.
Yeah, it's about time. I think we've all been excited just to get back to the racetrack, see action again, and to come to an iconic.
It is going to be a weird Super Bowl, but it's exciting because I would love to see each of those teams win for different reasons. I feel like I'm leaning Cincinnati.
That's exactly what you're going to see. Tight quarters, quarter-mile racetrack right here, guys.
I'll be sad for whoever loses. No matter who loses, I'll be sad for whoever lost.
Be ready as soon as that rack falls. You've got guys, big-name drivers, champions of the sport.
Remember,
Coming from
4 guys from this advance, but the remaining will have a chance in the last chance qualifier. This is another race I wish I was at. I would have never bought tickets. But once I saw how practice looked, I was like, oh, I'd like to be at this.
Everybody else goes to the
Because I was like everybody else. I wasn't quite sure what to make of this, or I wasn't negative about it. I just didn't know.
First four guys in this lineup right now are sitting there thinking they're comfortable.
You like the new vent in the roof there to get some air in so they don't suffocate like they did in the old car?
So just save money for like the next 6 years. Save up like 15 grand.
And we can buy one Super Bowl ticket.
We'll go to the Coliseum and the Super Bowl next time they do it in LA.
Like what I heard right there, and that's a great.
Oh, you know they'll do it in L.A. again with that building.
These race cars, all new race car, but nonetheless, new composite bodies. These things will take a beating. And I think that's
Boomers were complaining. Why did they move the clash from Daytona?
four drivers.
Well, why weren't you going? Because the last couple times they raced it at Daytona, nobody was there.
Southern
And it wasn't just because of COVID.
I mean,
degrees and sunny.
I don't think it hurts to try something.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. If it don't work, then
Brand new
It's not like we moved the Daytona 500 or something.
first time anybody's been
Oh, well, they're coming to the green next time, and these laps fly by. They're like 13 to 15 seconds.
Daniel Suarez on the front row. Lane to the inside.
I get to watch cars race competitively for the first time since November. There's only one off week in NASCAR this year. And I'm like, yay! Only one off week. No 2-week break like last year. Green flag. Got to finish fourth or better. Kyle Busch just launches down the back.
Clear Ricky Stenhouse. He does.
Stenhouse aggressively clears Stenhouse. Ugh.
Very quickly, the front five go single file.
And that's an important start right there. To see that the guys on the outside aren't going to get hung out and get a hole early, that's going to be key for these first couple rows.
Busch, Suarez, Stenhouse, and Hamlin, the top four. Blaney would be the one to shock me out of this group to not make it and have to go through the last chance race. He's fifth right now. Hamlin putting the pressure on Stenhouse. That might open the door for Blaney to get into the top four.
Hamlin to the inside of Stenhouse for third.
Oh, leaning on him. You can lean on each other a lot more with these new cars.
Wait around and see what happens. You got to make it happen.
Fourth is the transfer.
Now Stenhouse drops to fourth. He's got Blaney up his ass. Now that did bring Blaney closer. He was about 3 car lengths back. Now he's there.
Ryan Blaney right behind.
And he's got Todd Gilliland behind him.
Already getting beat on. I love this.
These cars are way more durable than the previous generation.
The first two guys got a nice, comfortable spot, but the guys.
There should be a lot less cut tires. Oh, Chastain getting down near the inside wall. Yeah.
And you said the inside, Mike. That's exactly where I was going with that. I said at the top of the show, multiple grooves. There's kind of a regular racetrack side, and then you see those rumble strips with the paint.
We got 20 to go.
Looking for that line to get underneath somebody.
The only guys that are feeling good right now is Kyle Busch and Suarez. They've gapped the entire field. Everybody else third on back is nose to tail.
3 and 4 that they're coming to right now. The last lap had all 4 tires below that white line.
You're riding with Denny Hamlin in third place. Got a sizable gap in front of him to Daniel Suarez. There's his telemetry, lower left.
You can see those rumble strips right there. Dimples, Tony calls, and they're just little bitty things. And when we first came here, went for a track walk, Tony, everybody thought
It's a hard race to call because it happens so fast. Now Stenhouse back inside of Hamlin for third. Oh, and Hamlin crosses him over and hits him.
Made a mistake. Ricky's back under. He back
you said it didn't even look like it moved. Ricky.
Yeah.
That will move Hamlin back
That's just because they're so slow.
to the last.
Hamlin's on the bubble now. I'm surprised Blaney's not being a little more aggressive.
Here's another look at how that happened.
got loose.
Hamlin missed the exit of 2,
Underneath of him getting in.
and it let Stenhouse get under him.
Underneath of him and take the spot.
Had no choice but to let him go and try to cross him over.
But Stenhouse is not in a safe position. He's got 2 or 3 car lengths on Hamlin, and right behind him is Blaney.
Chastain just passed Gilliland for 6th.
This is Chastain and rookie Todd Gilliland. Every position is important. Yes, the first 4 tracks.
I really never thought I'd see a track smaller than Martinsville or Wilkesboro ever again in my life. Ever in my life. Because, hell, I wasn't alive the last time they raced something smaller than Wilkesboro.
Denny Hamlin, that's a transfer.
And I'm barely old enough to remember Wilkesboro.
Not want to miss this chance. Maybe that LCQ.
Look how much better Busch and Suarez are. They're 3 seconds ahead of everybody else.
lap to lap. It's going to be audibles every lap because you just.
This is pretty consistent with what we saw in practice. Suarez and Kyle Busch really stood out. Chastain just smoked and missed the corner. I don't know how he's still in front of Gilliland.
4 have
it's so important what you just said. Obviously, 25-lap heat races, you're already seeing lap traffic.
10 to go. We're coming to 9 to go now. I'd like to see Blaney get in over Stenhouse or Hamlin. I mean, you're going to have a chance in the last chance race, but yeah. I just like Blaney better.
That's going to give him an advantage over the guys that are fighting for these transfers.
3.5 seconds. Busch and Suarez ahead of everyone. I'm going to have to move somebody to get in. Blaney's going to have to use the bumper. Oh, Hamlin might do it for him. Now Blaney shoots to the outside, locks up the left front. Oh, now look at Hamlin taking a defensive line. Oh, Blaney sends him into 3. And look, it didn't damage the car because these new cars can take all that punishment. In the past, that would have ripped a hole in the right front. And Blaney's into 4th now. Hamlin's going to get one more shot at him because Stenhouse is a rolling roadblock right now. Stenhouse is enough of a wheel man, even in a slower car, he can get in the way. Cause you problems. BJ McLeod's about to go 2 laps down in a 25-lap race on a quarter-mile racetrack. You don't want to be in that last chance qualifier. You just don't want to deal with it. Stenhouse locking up the tires. On corner exit, too. That was surprising to see so much tire smoke. Now he's smoking them getting in. He's getting some real pressure put on him now. Ricky's struggling now. 2 to go. 2 to go. Is Hamlin going to do his Martinsville move on Blaney? Blaney probably senses that. That's why he's desperately trying to get Stenhouse out of there. Oh, he sends him. Woo! Stenhouse hangs on. He pinches Blaney off in the corner. Blaney gets back in the gas. Oh, boy. And Kyle Busch, Suarez, Stenhouse, and Blaney make it. Hamlin finishes 5th. That was as clean as you could get. They were racing hard, but that was pretty clean.
So that is heat 1 of 4. 36 cars are here. 4 advance from each heat. Then the last chance.
Yeah, the length of the straightaways remind me of Martinsville, but the curvature reminds me of like the Richmond front stretch. So Busch, Suarez, Stenhouse, and Blaney race tonight, for sure. No way Hamlin misses the race. Hamlin's so high in points, he has a really good shot at getting that provisional and getting in on like the highest finishing guy in points or whatever.
I let Truex get it.
Truex gonna have some fucking work to do. So I know Larson won the championship. Truex was 2nd. Hamlin was 3rd. Chase was 4th. So they were the top 4 in points. That's how I remember it. I had a feeling that this race would end up being good when early in practice I saw Kyle Busch, before he was even like the fastest guy, I was like, yeah, this works. This is cool. So if he's not bitching about it, it must be good. By the way, the heat races or whatever should end around 5, and there'll be like an hour or so between that and the actual race, so I will definitely take a break between that. Yeah. No, I just ate. The new cars look cool. First thing I get on Twitter is see a guy, that was meh. It was a fucking heat race, dude. I like what this guy said. Heat races, qualifying races, are fun when they actually mean something. Because this is like the only time this year that anybody can go home. Because, you know, the rest of the year there's 36 that are locked in no matter what. I think for the 500 there's going to be like 42 cars there, maybe 43, so a couple of guys will go home, but none of the 36. So it's actually fun when, like, shit, you might actually not make the race. See, I like that better now that I don't have a clear-cut favorite driver. Because when Junior was raced, I'd be like, good, lock everybody in. So I ain't got to worry. Not that you ever have to worry, but you never know. Because Dale Earnhardt missed a Busch Series race once.
Heat 1 is in the books, and 4 drivers have qualified for tonight's Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum.
Busch, Suarez, Stenhouse, and Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. The remaining 5 drivers will go into a last chance qualifier race in just a little while.
I haven't updated the leaderboard rate yet for Heat 2.
That first race, a lot of questions about how you would make passes out here. You made it happen, had the fans going crazy. What was it like?
Yeah, it's just, you know, you kind of got to put the bumper to them, and me and Ricky and Denny had a great race going, and you know, I felt like I was there on Denny, and we kind of went to 3 and both touched, and then at the end, you know, I kind of got into Ricky because I knew Denny was going to.
Now the leaderboard's updated.
Just racing hard for the transfer spot, but luckily we were locked in, so that was good. Hopefully the fans enjoyed it, and I think that's just a little preview of what's going to come, you know, as you see more and more racing today.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Jamie?
And Kevin Harvick getting ready to roll for his heat race, the 3rd one coming up. You're 6th. What
Hey, look,
are
it's a
you
washed-up
looking to do
Boomer.
to race your way into the Busch Light Clash?
I think that it just depends on what happens on the start there. You know, obviously the outside's not the place to be, and we didn't qualify great, so we'll just take it lap by lap with our...
We.
All right, he wants to get that Busch Light car in the field, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Here's the lineup for qualifying heat number 2. Tyler Reddick in a Chevy.
Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer, Harrison Burton, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr. Truex. Look at Brad's car. Told you it was fucking cool. Truex and Brad were the 2 that shocked me to be so slow.
Tony, where's your eyes out on this one?
It would take a huge improvement on Truex for him to make it. I don't think Brad's as far off as Truex is.
That's exactly right.
But for this race, I like Reddick, Custer, Bowman, and Chase Briscoe to make it.
And those big
I like
names, champions,
Reddick,
guys,
Bowman,
Martin Truex Jr.,
Bubba,
Brad Keselowski coming
and I'm
from
gonna
the
go
back.
Harrison Burton.
They've got to go.
Harrison could surprise you.
I'm gonna take
I don't think he's ready for Cup, but he's here, so.
Green flag laps for qualifying heat number 2. Reddick and Custer, the front row, and we're under green.
Green flag. Rapid fire racing today.
Whoa, Custer.
Oh,
Wide off.
Custer completely whiffed on turn 2. Burton into 2nd, Bubba into 3rd in a transfer spot. And the 48 runs a 41 wide.
Briscoe stuck the nose down.
Bubba right into a qualifying spot. All Bubba's got to do is maintain. God, the 48 and the 41 are beating the shit out of each other. Send him, Bowman. Send him. Custer and Bowman really fucked over there. Yeah. Reddick, Burton, Bubba, and Briscoe, the top 4. I said Briscoe would get in. Good job, Bubba, taking advantage of them messing up.
We would expect to see in the clash at Daytona, not the LA Coliseum.
On a 2.5-mile track.
But in defense of
There, 3 wide. Where's my 8 wide racing? There was my 8 wide racing.
some of these guys, he got in a
Bubba getting aggressive, going for 2nd, trying to get. Burton completely missed the apex of that corner. He's going to lose a couple of spots. Bubba into 2nd.
Hit the bump and run on rookie Harrison Burton in the 21, so Bubba's up to 2nd. Tyler Reddick.
Good run, Bubba.
Reddick.
Yeah, Reddick's on another zip code. He's 3 seconds ahead by himself. In the first heat, it was Busch and Suarez that were that far ahead. And this one is just Reddick.
I think we've answered already in
And good for Bubba.
heat races when you're going to be able to pass.
Bubba's going to piss a lot of people off by straight up racing his way in, but it is what it is.
I think you take advantage of somebody's bobble. You know, make a mistake, slip up.
Keselowski and Truex still tail of the field.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing is be aware of what's going on in front of you. If you see 2 guys racing, make sure you put yourself in a position to take advantage.
Be curious to see exactly what happened with Custer off of 2 on the first lap. They kind of cut away from it and then cut back, and it was 3 wide.
Past champions Martin Truex and Brad Keselowski in a new ride.
Briscoe
Second and third place
gets
battle.
under Bubba for 2nd, makes some
Let me
contact.
tell you something I saw earlier in practice. Chase Briscoe, one of the only guys that's actually shifting on this race.
Oh, the Intimidator's in 4th.
Corner got a huge run on Bubba
He's got a pretty good gap, though, on Custer. That top 4 just needs to relax. The top 4 need to not race each other. They got a great gap over Custer and Bowman.
Hard to do in a tight quarter racetrack like this.
Not only tight corners, short straightaways. You don't have a lot of time for the upshift and
Austin Dillon don't race hard.
He told us
talking about straightaway that's not straight.
Right. He told us yesterday he started doing that in practice. That became part of his rhythm. He's comfortable. He's used to doing it, and it's working.
Oh,
But it didn't work last night in qualifying.
Yeah.
Rushed too soon.
I couldn't have predicted what happened to Custer and Bowman because I had them making it too. I got 2 out of 4 right now.
Very good. Austin Dillon closing to the back bumper.
I got Reddick and Briscoe.
High and 2, but it gives him a good launch off the corner.
And Bubba was a guy we saw in practice yesterday that did not have
Austin
speed.
Dillon's car really starting to come in here.
He's nice and solid.
But they just need to chill. They got a gap over 5th place. Manage the gap. Don't do anything stupid. Like Austin Dillon just did. He hurt himself there. Bubba's just barely hanging on to that spot, but Austin Dillon's hurting himself more than he is Bubba. Yeah, 3's better through the center of the corner, but Bubba gets back in the gas better. Bubba's a lot more cautious on entry. See, Austin Dillon's piling it in there, and that time he knocked Bubba offline and got to his inside. And he's going to take the spot. Bubba just needs to concede that. And now Bubba's back to 4th, and Custer's come into the picture now because Austin Dillon beat the back bumper off of Bubba. Yeah. It's going to be tough, though. You tear your shit up in the heat race.
Started this race on the outside pole, closes in on Wallace with a chance to make the show.
Custer back in the game.
Some laps to get some heat in the tires and get himself off that top lane to get to the bottom. Fell back quite a ways and is making ground up in a hurry.
And on the flip side of that, I see Bubba already having to protect, can't get in the corner.
Bubba's car is just not able to hold the center. It's good off, but he can't get in the corner quick, and
We talked about it yesterday in practice.
it doesn't want to turn as well in the center.
You can guard the entry, but you can't guard the exit.
That's exactly right.
Welcome to Roush Racing, Keselowski. And Custer's in front of Bubba now, and the 48's back in the play too.
With 6 to go.
What he means by that is if you opt to use that line,
It was a promising start for Bubba.
that line, it shoots you way high.
Don't use the bumper just yet. God, Bubba just can't hold the bottom.
Underneath, that'd be exactly what you see.
He has no grip through the center.
Play offense and defense at the same time. We'll watch Bubba Wallace.
And that's exactly
And his old, yeah, I remember how much Bubba and Bowman don't like each other.
ran Bubba down, got by, but now it's in defense.
I don't know if that's in the past or
He's running is actually costing him time.
if there's still any heat there.
Balancing act of sitting there, knowing that the preferred line that you need to run will make time and you'll get away, but you have to get enough of a gap to leave that door open on the entry.
Laps winding down. Cole Custer creating some distance between himself and Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, that top 4 is pretty much solid with 3 to go.
Reddick has led every lap. He just ran away and hit.
By the way, if a caution comes out, caution laps don't count today in any of these races.
He's got a straightaway lead.
Reddick's coming to the white flag here, and Keselowski's on the same straightaway as him. At this point, the 48's just got to punt and get ready for the LCQ.
Final lap. None of the transfer positions in doubt.
Tyler Reddick,
For the California kid, Tyler Reddick.
Chase Briscoe, Austin Dillon, and Cole Custer. So I got 3 out of 4. Not bad. I got 3 out of 4.
Chase Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer will be the transfer drivers from qualifying heat number 2. They are on to the feature, and there's the final pass.
Hanging that big old TV with just a little lean. You deserve a delicious Dr. Pepper.
I do?
Oh yeah, and you're not the only one. Maybe you got the kids to school, but I swear.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mute commercials. Big time apology for that. Demonetized. No, it's the Dr. Pepper guy. They don't demonetize that. Can't demonetize somebody over the Dr. Pepper guy. I don't know if I should be drinking one of the red ones first, because they're so good I drink them fast, and I'll still be thirsty and want to drink more. I'd like to go respond to those boomers that were arguing with me and go, are you watching the heat races? See how good it is? I think it's going to work, guys. They say they're not watching, but you know they are. I saw Jeff Gluck tweeted earlier. He said he's been covering NASCAR since like 2003, going to the races almost every week. And he said he's never seen all the drivers, all the teams, everybody be so optimistic going into a season, like so happy. I think it's just because they're happy to be done with the Gen 6 car. Oh, man.
I'm ready to see it in person.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most interested in. Seeing how they run.
Jeff Gluck said 3 wide on a quarter-mile track.
Where's my 8 wide racing?
Where's my any wide racing? We're in commercial. I just saw a highlight from the Pro Bowl, and it's a fucking joke. They're straight up just playing two-hand touch. And people would actually watch that.
See, I'm glad they do that, though, because I think that's also pointing out that, like, this is how stupid it is.
Bubba Wallace 10 minutes ago was told, don't leave that bottom open. He left the bottom open. But I just think his car wouldn't turn worth the shit in the center of the corner, and it got worse as the race went on. And what's the Chick-fil-A blimp doing out on Sunday? I thought Chick-fil-A was closed on Sundays. Reddick Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer out of Heat 2. We got 2 past champions that ain't made it yet.
So 2 out of 3 so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, I'm here with Johnny Klossmeyer, Chase Briscoe's crew chief. Johnny started 7th. Went to 2nd.
There's going to be at least 1 or 2 guys that don't make it that are going to surprise everybody. And I think Brad and Truex are the 2 most likely based on what I've seen this weekend. I think Hamlin will make it, but I think Brad and Truex miss out.
Rigging it, some tracks getting slick. There's a lot of talk about that going on right now.
Larry, it certainly does look slick out there. Denny Hamlin finished 5th in your heat race. That should put you on the front row of your last chance qualifier. Did you learn what you need to about your race car? How much fun did you have?
I had fun. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, Denny said he had fun.
We're just too loose there.
I just want all the drivers to have fun, Dylan.
Get the rear tires to come in, so we're going to make some adjustments, but obviously starting up front here, we have to get out there and set a pace.
Shut up. Nobody likes.
Heat race number 3. Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, and William Byron. And I was about to say who else is there. You go. Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Christopher Bell, A.J. Allmendinger, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, Corey LaJoie. So I'll take Chase Elliott, Justin Haley, Christopher Bell, and A.J. Allmendinger.
Chris Buescher, Corey LaJoie, and Cody Ware, the 9 drivers again. 25 green flag laps, 4 will qualify.
I feel like we have 2 of the strongest.
This is a tough heat race because that top 6 or 7, that's pretty tough. Yeah, I don't think Harvick makes it out of this either. He didn't show any real speed in qualifying or practice. William Byron, I think AJ, I liked his car better.
And I don't want to leave my guy out here. Kevin Harvick was 2nd on the board at the end of practice when practice finished yesterday. Just didn't have a qualifying effort, so I feel like he's somebody we're going to watch.
Harvick just didn't have any consistent speed. He put down a good lap late in practice.
But I feel like this front row is going to be strong, and you're going to see some guys in the back here that may have an opportunity to make some ground.
Now, Elliott's teammate, William Byron, is inside the 2nd row. Will he leave a gap for Elliott to get down to the inside on the start?
No.
Boyer said no. I wouldn't want Chase making it either. He's fast.
It's more than just letting the guy in. So on a normal track that you got a lot of laps, it's all right to let your teammate in.
Right.
But this is for starting spots for the main event as well. So you can't risk getting run.
What's up, Michael?
Trying to leave the door open for your teammate.
And the flip side of that, in all seriousness, exactly what
My
happened.
leaderboard ain't
You go
updated.
in
God
there and
damn it.
slip up trying to get in position or whatever else, let your teammate in. That could happen to you, and you'd be mired back in traffic.
Well, AJ
And it still ain't updated.
And he's not exactly the most patient guy, so he's
Now
gonna
it's
give you the
updated.
opportunity to rest.
Justin Haley in the 31, Chase Elliott in the 9.
Haley, Elliott, Bell, and Allmendinger, I think, make it out of this one. I don't think William Byron's aggressive enough. We'll see. Good start by both guys on the front row, Haley and Elliott. They're still side by side, though. You don't want to be on that outside too long, Chase. Although Byron getting into Bell and not getting back in the gas gave Chase a chance, but he's still fighting on that outside trying to get the lead. And will he be And Chase is still going to the outside trying to get this lead. Chase, what are you doing? You're killing me, Chase. Haley hanging on. Chase has been on the outside line for 3 whole laps. Chase had a chance or two to get down, but he hasn't taken it. And now he can't get down because the 20's under him. And Bill just bodied him off of 2, not much, but leaning on him. Chase was too aggressive, just trying to get that lead early. Now get to the bottom. Settle in. Now the whole field's single file, 20 to go.
We heard guys yesterday in practice talking about it was taking 7 to 8 laps for these tires to come in and really get the cars balanced to settle in. So these guys are still feeling it out. The track's warmer than it was yesterday. I'm sure they made some small changes, but nothing that's going to make a yard sale.
Hey, do you think if Harvick gets to Chase Elliott's back bumper, he'll do anything? Because Chase is 4th, Harvick is 7th right now. Good run off of 4 to try to get to 6th.
And now Harvick has the inside. This is for 6th.
And Harvick's up to 6th. Briscoe. Not Briscoe, Busher. Starts with a B and he's in a Ford. Leave me alone. Busher wearing the back bumper off of Harvick now, and Harvick left the door open. This is good news for Chase and AJ to have Busher and Harvick racing like this.
Back up to 6th.
And that's right there what you just saw, that crossover move right there. That's what I love about this racetrack. Gives you that option. If he dive bombs down to the bottom of you, you can hold it out.
Michael, I've been hesitant to pick anyone, but I'll let you know later. I was going to wait to watch these heat races and everything. Haley looks like a really good long shot.
Crew chief at 3 o'clock this morning said, I'm laying here in bed wide awake thinking about how hard do I need to push? How hard do I have to be willing to hit these guys to move them out of the way? He's in that Busch-like car. You see him trying to get around Busher.
Remember Dodge Raceway Stadium in NASCAR 2005? That is literally what this is. That track was fucking annoying, and the trucks, my truck was always really tight. And Harvick moves Busher up off the bottom on the exit of 2. I think the top 4 is pretty safe. Top 4 is pretty safe. Harvick and Busher are just wasting their time.
Once they got the top kind of cut in and got the sealer off the top of it, it's really starting to get abrasive and grippy.
So Harvick has moved back up to 6th, but his only chance of catching the front 4 will take a caution flag to do it.
Every position counts.
Yeah, that top 4 is set because even AJ in 5th isn't close. So I got 3 out of 4. For some reason, I didn't trust Byron, but it's Haley, Byron, Bill, and Elliott.
They're not getting away from each other, but they just don't look like there's a sense of urgency to make a mistake and cause a problem.
The more big names we get in the last chance races, the better. So Harvick, Truex, Keselowski, and Hamlin all be in the last chance races.
He was solid all 3 sessions, so they had 3 8-minute sessions that they got to run yesterday. In all 3 sets, he was very, very quick.
Harvick's not even a top 2 scorecard.
Briscoe looked fast in his heat race, Michael. That was a good bet. This top 4 is being really smart here. Yeah, Justin Haley, 2019 Daytona winner. I love when they show that.
You know, that cat and mouse game has to happen if you're right on their bumper. The sense of urgency, like you said, Tony, just doesn't seem to be here quite yet.
Oh, to have been streaming that day would have been a real pleasure. How about Corey? He's not even been lapped. Like, we saw other guys get lapped already, and Corey's not been lapped. Yeah. Corey has some good races every now and then. I don't think this is going to be one of them, but at least he's not been lapped. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Cody Ware's out running Corey LaJoie. That's a shock. Cody was actually pretty decent in practice.
I am just blown away by the job that Justin Haley's doing in this 31. Fast race
I'm not surprised to see that top 4 racing the way they are, because that's about 3 or 4 of the smartest guys that always race clean and take care of their shit.
And he just hasn't made any mistakes.
And Haley in a Collie car is smoking 2 Hendrick cars and a Gibbs car right now. Chase, don't get silly. 1 to go.
Wants that position. Looking for the old crossover, the outside in. Little bumper action.
Be funny if Chase spun Bell and got Allmendinger in.
New team to the Cup Series, and Justin Haley's going to bring them a
Justin Haley, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott.
William Byron,
They advance.
Bell, and Chase Elliott.
3 out of 4 for me.
Expect the unexpected. This is one of those nice surprises. Justin Haley.
How hard we're running this person into the wall for no reason.
Remember, Justin Haley's full-time this year.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of good underdog bets.
Oh, on the super speedways, you better bet on Justin Haley. That might be my Daytona 500 bet. Justin Haley might be it.
You know his odds are always going to be good on bets. Just don't ever bet on Larson.
Larson got me like $20 once last year before the odds went up on him, because it was like the 3rd race of the year.
Every race after that was like 2.5 to 1.
Yep.
Every one.
Haley's definitely a guy for the 500 to keep an eye on. Because we're watching like the Clash and everything, I keep thinking the 500's next week. No, it's the week after. Super Bowl's next week. Nobody's pissed each other off yet. Like I said, that's probably coming in the last chance race. Now I'm going to have to keep getting up and letting the cat in and out of the fucking window. I do agree with this. NASCAR did a terrible job marketing when the fuck the heat races start. Because every commercial you've seen has only been like, Clash to Coliseum, 6 on Sunday. They ain't mentioned shit about the qualifying races. I only knew that because I obsessively follow everything.
Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Three of 4 qualifying heats are in the books. Justin Haley, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott transfer. And the 5 remaining drivers, including past champ Kevin Harvick.
It's a fun little racetrack. It works. Of course, we haven't had 20 cars together on the track yet like we're going to have later.
Been very strong all weekend long. Have your expectations changed since you got out here from just having a good day to winning this whole thing?
I just wanted to make the show on the flight out of here, but the College Racing League Filter Cover Section 31 crew gave me a rocket ship.
Hey, if you think you're under pressure, Ross Chastain said he's stressed out because his car owner, Pitbull, is playing the pre-race concert. And he's like, I don't want to be watching it. I want to be like getting ready to get in my car. We know Suarez has already made it, but Chastain's going to have to make it. I watched bits and pieces of the IMSA races.
Regan, you got the driver. I've got the crew chief, Trent Owens. Trent led every lap. In fact, Mike Joy pointed out your fastest lap was on lap 17.
Yeah, I was kind of where our car was in
This sport's gone to hell.
heat races. We had enough, but Justin's done an excellent job since we got here. And what a cool event.
When all the budget went
I was
in
really
the car.
excited to win something there. So great way to start my year at Colleague Racing, and hope we can do more of this.
Yeah, Mike, not a bad way to start a new season with a brand new race team.
That's right. Part-time team last season. They won on the Indy Road course with Allmendinger. Full-time this year.
I had COVID during that race.
Goodyear with you for every mile on the road to greatness. Goodyear.
I remember because the day before was my COVID at its peak. I felt fine, but my throat felt like it had been chainsawed.
A couple of champions will lead them to green in the 4th and final qualifying heat.
I could barely talk at the end of the Xfinity race that weekend.
Series champ Kyle
It was
Larson
bad.
in a Chevrolet. Jamie.
Hey, Robert.
Daniel Suarez been one of the fastest cars here all weekend. Could you have scripted this weekend any better to this point, finishing second in your heat race?
It's been a lot of fun. Second is good, but
Well, they are having all kinds of audio issues today.
racing. My entire team, Chevrolet, the freeway.
For this one, we have Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Michael McDowell, Landon Castle, Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, Kurt Busch, Ty Dillon. Give me Logano, Larson, Cindric, and Castle. Because Michael McDowell's a fucking bum. He ain't going to make it. He'll have to be in the last chance race. I'll eat these Twizzlers if Michael McDowell makes it. I'm going to do that anyway. So give me 22, 5, 77, and 2. I think McDowell falls out of the top 4. Green flag. Clean start up front again. Logano, Larson, McDowell. Cindric immediately gets into the top 4, and Landon Castle just got railroaded. And then Ty Dillon hit his teammate, and then Castle swerves back at the 43. By the way, Castle's full-time in the Xfinity Series this year. Man, they are beating on each other bad, Ty Dillon and Castle. It's Landon Castle versus Petty Motorsports. And now he's getting used up by just no respect for Landon Castle. Not a single damn car in this field has shown Landon Castle any respect. He's been hit by literally everybody except the 3 guys out front. Yeah, Castle's fucked. I was way off on that. Everybody hit him.
And that's where the desperation sets in, right? You see Ryan Preece in that 15 car moving in on that transfer position.
Castle's the first guy today I've seen that should be straight up pissed off.
And also, he's that short track, big, modified guy from the East Coast. He knows how to get around these bull rings.
Now, Austin Cindric, the rookie, is in the transfer spot. He's driving the Blue Deuce for Penske Racing. In practice yesterday, had a little difficulty in the first couple sessions getting the car into the racetrack and finding the handle. And now, he's got a mirror full of Ryan Preece.
And when I talked to him yesterday, it was funny because he was saying every time they fixed one problem, they created 2 more. So it was, I don't think he was very happy with his car.
Ty Dillon's slow on the back. That might bring out a yellow.
First caution. Can you believe that?
It ain't brought it out yet. Now the caution's out.
I thought we would have been under caution half the laps already.
So caution laps do not count, and we're going to see our first restart. I don't know what happened to the 42. He doesn't have any damage, really.
GMS Racing, and they take the iconic Lee Petty number 42 with them. But Ty Dillon goes to the infield. Hopefully they can make repairs in time for his last chance qualifier. That's Dillon just ahead.
Did he, break a transmission? I'm going to say it was like a transmission problem.
We saw Chase Briscoe lose, believe it or not, lost a throttle linkage. The cable broke for him. I don't know if that's maybe what we're seeing again with Ty Dillon.
Maybe that's what happened.
That's Dillon reporting a gear problem.
Or that.
Caution laps do not count.
We all need help. Hold it. Just not always the same time.
Shit. Landon Castle ain't getting no damn respect out here. Yeah, man. Busted, Ron. I told you about it. So fucked up. So funny. I'm laughing about it now because I've just given up. I'm just like, yeah, I can't play this anymore. The guy sent me the clip because as soon as I got banned again, I was like, okay, what the fuck happened? And he says, hold on, I'll send you the clip. And he was parked there. And I was just behind these guys as they'd shoved the criminal under this shed. He wasn't going to get out. They'd shoved this criminal under the shed. We was right on him. And he was pinned up against the wall. So I drove in just to fill it up. And as I'm driving in, I get hit. And the other guy goes flying by me, the guy that drove in fast and just hit me enough to make me go forward, crashes up under somebody else and flips them up on the roof, but then they roll back and land. The criminal was trapped. They banned us both. I didn't do anything. I was like, what the fuck? And one of the now was, well, you show them with your actions. You just don't get it. And I'm like, show them with my actions. I was like, I've seen every clip now that I got banned for. What the fuck? Like, my actions? I told you about the one, the last one before this was in the snow. And there was a guy, he was pinned up against the wall near the movie studios. And I was on the brake sliding, and I you couldn't see it, but I got hit. And I just went flying in, and we all crashed, and it flipped the fucking criminal up, and he landed, and he still got caught anyway, but I got banned for not being able to slow down in the snow and getting hit. I don't know. And then I showed you that first ban. You saw the one where it was on the little bridge, and I came in and hit the brake and just barely tapped him. Oh, he rammed. Like, obviously it wasn't intentional. Like, accidents happen, but whatever. But I thought the Boomers wanted it to go back to when it used to be like this.
Division there 3 times. Glenn Wood, Curtis Turner, Tiger Tom Pistone were the winners.
Your mind's like a steel trap. You know all this stuff off the top of your head, which is super impressive. I can't remember what I had for dinner last night.
If I forgot Tiger Tom, he would call me every week to remind me.
One of the things that I love the most that just happened, caution came out. They don't count laps don't count under caution. Nobody missed a thing. And for some of these guys, Ryan Preece, just like when we were talking, Austin Cindric, those guys needed this caution to re-rack these boys another opportunity.
So 7, we're working lap 7, 19 to go. And the caution laps, of course, do not count. 4 drivers go to the main event. Everyone else into one of 2 last chance qualifying races.
The thing we didn't see during the break is the choose cone. So the guys did have the opportunity during the caution to pick whether they wanted to restart on the inside lane or outside lane. Ryan Preece was up to 5th, decided to stay on the bottom, hoping that's going to pay off, restarting on 7th.
6 laps complete, 19 to go. Green flag.
Our first restart.
Jumps out. What will Larson do? Can he clear
Michael McDowell still 3rd. Oh, Cindric sent it in there. Took what was his. Oh, look at the 43 going to get back and take him out. Yeah, he is. Eric Jones ain't taking no shit, dude. He didn't even, the 43 didn't care that the 15 was in the way. He was going to turn down and hit Cindric to knock him out. Yeah. He's going to have to move the 15 to get to him. Oh, Kurt Busch. Oh, Cindric goes around off a castle. That caution's out again. At lap 10, the caution's out.
You hit the mallet, you hold that ball with a foot, and the other car goes around.
That's right. Not a bad move by Kurt Busch right there. He's thinking Cindric, and you're Austin Cindric, man, Landon Castle wrecking all over.
No, this is good. And nothing's getting tore up. You can beat and bang with these cars.
God, the last chance race is going to be stupid.
Eric Jones is in a bad spot right there going, man, get me out of here.
And here's how it ends up. Watch the 45.
Kurt Busch hit Castle, who hit Cindric.
Who's mad at who?
I can't even tell who really did this.
If you're turned around, you're just mad at it's a situation.
And that's a pretty solid contact, Tam. That wasn't just a little persuasion. Wait, lady, pretty
Woo.
There's the best look at it.
If you're Cindric, you're like, what the shit? That happened so fast.
16 laps of retaliation to go.
And what I do like with these new cars and the composite bodies, the nose isn't ripped off, the tail isn't ripped off. They still.
That's what I've been preaching on all day. You can really beat these cars up.
So with 2 to go,
But that's some pretty good damage.
there is
But
a
it can be
choose
fixed.
V past the start-finish line, and before each driver gets there under this caution lap, they will choose to restart on the inside or the outside.
And I love that option, especially on
Been pretty clean up front with Logano, Larson, and McDowell.
everybody opting for the inside. Kyle Larson taking the outside, staying on that front row.
And Preece actually this time, he went from 5th to 7th last time, took that bottom. This time took the option to go on the outside. Larson, 0 hesitation on the outside. He'll run the outside. He'll run the outside of the outside wall if you give him the option.
All right, so 1 to go this time. Again, caution laps do not count. So
I've been waiting on Tony to get
16 to go.
Oh, Tony's been verbally sucking Larson off all weekend. That's his man right there.
He's running the outside of the outside.
Tony Stewart's so sad that Kyle Larson doesn't drive for him.
Priest in the 15th, the former modified champ, drove for JTG Doherty last year on this circuit. They contracted to a one-car team, leaving Priest out. He will drive a few races for Rick Ware Racing, and he'll be the designated reserve driver.
The straightaways are like a tiny Chicagoland, because Chicago had the curved back straightaway, or back stretch. I believe they corrected Marty Reed on that on the air once. It's a back stretch, not a straightaway.
Priest did not get a great start, makes up for it into turn 1.
Once again, easy goings for Logano on the bottom, McDowell on the bottom as well. I'm surprised Larson didn't take the bottom just to get down there, because you're vulnerable on that outside. And the guys just behind him are driving like fucking maniacs. Eric Jones especially. So McDowell shoving it up my ass, impressing the hell out of me. And Jones is just dive bombing almost every corner.
And here comes Kurt Busch to the inside. Ryan Priest, it's exactly what we were talking about. Ryan can't get down.
Kurt Busch up to 5th. Wow, Kurt Busch only 1 spot away. He was dead last early on in this.
Now we got a pass for the second place.
Larson's better than McDowell. He just got stuck on that outside line on the initial start. Larson needs to make this quick, though, because Jones and Priest ain't far behind.
With Jones 4th, Priest has won the battle for 5th, and Austin Cindric.
And Larson back into 2nd. Slides off of 4, but he's well clear. Eric Jones is 4th. Got a decent gap now. Cindric's in 5th already. That's what I'm just saying, Tony. Cindric's 5th already.
He took advantage of Kurt Busch and Ryan Priest battling. Those guys got door to door, started beating on one another, opened the door.
Cindric's aggressive. We know that. We've watched him long enough now in Xfinity to know how he'll drive.
I don't think he has any reason to be nice to anybody in the process now.
I never thought that in a race with this much chaos, Joe Logano's got the cleanest car.
8 laps to go. Four to advance, and everybody else to a last chance qualifier. There'll be 2 of those, 50 laps each. And then there's 1 provisional starting spot at the end of the day for the top driver in last year's points, not yet qualified.
It's hard to believe there's a lot of champions of the sport that are going to be fighting for that provisional spot. I wouldn't have thought that going into this weekend.
Probably going to be able to add Kurt Busch to that list. There's a lot of champions that are in that LCQ.
That won't be the case in the feature here when we put 23 cars on this.
5 to go for Logano. He's got about 2 seconds on Larson.
See how smooth he's holding that wheel. No slipping and sliding. No wheel lock. Very, very good handling race car right there for Joey Logano.
It looked like he took his right hand and made a brake adjustment, probably changing the bias from front to rear, whether if the car's getting loose, the longer the run is, he might dial some front brake in to try to calm the back of the car down.
It probably can't do that because he's afforded all that clean real estate. These guys back here, they're adjusting those brakes for a totally different reason. They got to get off in the corner to keep that guy from behind them from running into him.
Back in 7th place. Kurt Busch holding off.
2 to go.
And it's fun watching all of these drivers. None of them have ran the same line twice. They're searching around. They're still trying to find what that line is that they're.
What flag?
See how wild the racing this is, guys.
It's going to be Logano, Larson, McDowell, and Jones.
Worry about lap times. It's been right in your face. Go to action. Oh, I look down and I'm like, man.
Joey Logano, Kyle Larson,
Logano beats Kyle Larson by
Michael McDowell, and Eric Jones. Well, God was on McDowell's side today because Ty Gibbs isn't here.
And that concludes 4 qualifying heats for the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. They'll prepare for the last chance qualifying races next.
Probably going to be a decent break between them because guys like Cindric and Ty Dillon got to fix whatever's wrong with their cars, although Cindric's car looked fine. It just had some damage. Shannon Sharp said the Pro Bowl is embarrassing right now. It's really fun to watch a race without aerodynamics playing a huge role and dirty air being essentially non-existent. It's really fun. How could anybody watch this and not like it? I say that to everybody that's bitched all week. Yeah, shouldn't move from Daytona. Not a real racetrack. Fuck it. Move the All-Star race there, too. We can have the All-Star race and the Clash there. Because why is the All-Star race at Texas? I mean, really. Why? Shannon Sharp just said the Pro Bowl is embarrassing. And the clips I've seen, yeah, it looks pretty pathetic.
Should have watched it. They ain't racing at Daytona, so I think I'd much rather watch that.
I said move the All-Star race here. Have the All-Star race and the Clash at the Coliseum. Just do them both there. Cool. Yeah, it just makes sense. This track can serve for the Clash and the All-Star race. That's worth it.
Welcome back to the Los Angeles Coliseum as NASCAR prepares for the Full White Clash. The qualifying heat races are done. There are your qualifying heat races.
Shit's about to get realer.
And they will start in the first 2 rows this evening. One of whom has chosen to join us in the booth for a few minutes. Welcome.
There's Kyle Busch.
Hey guys, thanks.
That looked like a lot of fun. Tony said, I want to be back in a car.
You tried this already, didn't you, at Bowman Gray? Yeah, but I spun out twice. Didn't think this was a good idea until I saw this. Yeah, I heard about it, so I wasn't sure you were ready for it.
Junior and Tony Stewart and Boyer all ran the new car at Bowman Gray.
So, Catbird, see,
Because that's where they tested tires for this.
where does your mind take you from there? I would think about lap traffic happening in a short amount of time on a quarter-mile racetrack. How are you going to navigate that lap traffic?
I think the biggest thing right now that
Nobody's better at getting through lap traffic than Kyle Busch.
You got Reddick there, obviously.
All those stupid Xfinity races he's won.
Being able to create just a little bit of separation.
Larson and Busch, but especially Kyle Busch. Nobody tears through lap traffic like he does.
So like you said, when you get into lap traffic,
Unless your name's Chase Austin. Google it, YouTube it.
What are you going to do? How are you going to navigate that? How are you going to be able to make the passes and set those up before somebody sets you up? Right.
Tony's sitting there thinking, remember that time I put your ass in the fence at Daytona when you tried to block me?
So obviously your car had speed. It looked really good leading the heat race. Did you have the
Show that clip while you got the two of them standing next to each other.
Try things, anticipating.
That was one of my favorite NASCAR races for a long time.
When I was out there and was kind of getting away.
My favorite thing about that race is the announcers, Kyle Petty and Wally Dallenbach at the same time. Here he comes. There he goes. They both said at the same fucking time. Because Kyle fakes the inside, goes out. Here he comes. There he goes.
So that's what's most interesting to me right now. You know, turns 1 and 2 feel different than turns 3 and 4. And the way that you drive them and get into the turn actually kind of...
Oh, yeah, Kurt Busch is the only guy that has driven 2 different types of next-gen car because he drove a Chevrolet testing last year, and now he's driving a Toyota.
Kyle Busch's spot in the lineup is assured. Now, there's a provisional spot we have to talk about. The highest driver in last year's points, not yet qualified, has a decision.
You got a lot. You got Truex and Hamlin that were as high as you can get.
That has not made it, or highest driver in last year's points that is not locked in yet is Martin Truex Jr. Martin, you have the option to run this last chance race, perhaps better your position, or go ahead and save this equipment and start 23rd in the main event. What's it going to be?
But he needs to race hard because it'll help Hamlin if he needs it.
The car and start 23rd, so I guess that's what we're going to do. It's,
oh, never mind. He's just going to give it up.
Start 5th in the LCQ, and I don't know that we're good enough to drive up to the top.
Martin Truex doing his best Darrell Waltrip impression, taking advantage of a provisional.
So James wants to sit it out, watch them all, and see what happens, and go from there.
after that last heat race, all that beating and banging weigh on your decision, just or his decision just a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was a big part of it. You know, I think as we go here in these races, desperation gets higher and higher, and guys are going to kind of make Denny race for so. it. Make Denny do his shit.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, it's been a rough day and a half so far, but we definitely made the car better today. Still not where we need to be.
Well, you can thank Kyle Larson for getting you in the show, Martin.
So Martin Truex will take the provisional starting spot, 23rd in the feature event. Next, the last chance qualifiers.
Some boomer just threw his TV remote in disgust. There was a black man and a Latina woman and their daughter in the stands, and you know how much the boomers don't like that at NASCAR races. They don't like minorities. Interracial couples at a NASCAR race? I ain't never watching this again. You know, there's somebody out there saying that right now, right? You know this? Trust me, I was at Bristol. I know.
God, Bristol was bad.
Yeah, Bristol. Just wait till we go to Talladega one day.
I've heard the shopping's good at least.
Yeah.
You buy some diecast.
Man, I'd love to keep collecting that Ameridol money. I would buy me some fucking diecast cars then. Them damn rapid fire phone calls. I swear, dude, every call is about something that I've never heard of before in that fucking software we're using. And I'm just like, oh. It's never like, oh, I know how to fix this. Like 30 or 40 calls. I'm like, every fucking call's been different. And I'm just like, how many motherfuckers need help? Like, shit. Because, like, you get there in the morning, right? And it's the East Coast people calling. And then West Coast time is like 1 o'clock here. They're just now getting to their offices. Then they start fucking calling. And it's like, ugh. It's just all day. Tony Stewart has more bodies than Ice Cube. Oh, God, it's funny. Of course, the Pro Bowl sucks. It's just guys that happen to be free this weekend.
Do what?
They said, yeah, the Pro Bowl sucks. They just had to choose the quarterbacks that weren't doing anything this weekend. Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson. Mac was good this year, but he wasn't a fucking Pro Bowler. But we all know why he made it, because a lot of guys sat out. Mahomes is there. I want to see a knockdown, drag-out brawl after the last chance qualifiers. How did Reddick do? Dude, Reddick fucking smoked his heat race.
He had the most impressive.
Oh, my God. Reddick just drove away. He's got one of the best cars. Reddick and Justin Haley. Michael, for my pick for the actual clash, go ahead and put me in for Haley. He's got to be longer odds than Reddick. Between Haley and Reddick, whoever has the longer odds, put me down for them.
Haley, probably.
So, yeah, it'll probably be Justin Haley.
Before you started those qualifying races, what was that like?
I was super nervous. I was shaking. And then I got in a good rhythm. I felt good. And then all of a sudden I made a mistake. Blaney got underneath me. And then I was really shaking, knowing that I only had like 2 or 3 laps left. And Denny was on his bumper. And it was all that everybody thinks it was. I mean, it was nerve-wracking. We had a lot of fun. But I think it's going to be a good show.
It's awesome. Congratulations. You drove.
It is going to be a great race.
Yeah, I don't know why all these guys were nervous. It was pretty.
Reddick's, I don't know why they're nervous. Maybe because Reddick was about to lap the field if they ran about 10 laps longer.
We'll get back to the booth, guys.
Last chance qualifier number 1.
As there should be, they are in the show. Meanwhile,
Denny Hamlin, AJ Allmendinger, Ross Chastain, Kevin Harvick, Todd Gilliland, Chris Buescher, Eric Almirola, Cody Ware, BJ McLeod, Corey. 3 guys make it out of this. Give me Denny, give me Harvick, and give me AJ. Denny, Harvick, and AJ. Although I think Ross Chastain might just run through a motherfucker to make it.
Now, Denny Hamlin will start this one from the pole. His teammate, Martin Truex, has taken the provisional spot. which had Martin raced his way in, would have been available to Hamlin. Not now.
This I feel like it's pretty easy. Hamlin and Harvick for sure. And I'll say AJ, but I think Chastain might just drive through somebody.
So they call it practice because if Truex starts his LCQ, he still has that provisional in his pocket. For him, it would be a practice session should he not advance. He will be in the main event.
But if he could race his way into the race from the LCQ, that would have gave the 11 the provisional. That's why he was complaining about it. Where's the team orders at, Kyle?
Joe, let's call Joe. We'll call him. We'll put him on the air.
Here we go, boys.
50 laps, 3 cars make it, 3 out of 10. How patient can you be in 50 laps on a quarter mile? Chastain, good start on the bottom. Hamlin got a great launch. Clears the field.
50 laps is a long time to get this sorted out. You're going to have that in the back of your mind, I would think, Kyle, for air pressure reasons and things like that. You got to take off, hold these guys off, because you got to last 50 laps. Yeah, absolutely. When I saw the 50 laps on the last chance races, I was like, man, they could probably put on
Todd Gilliland just passed Kevin Harvick for 4th. Got to be 3rd or better, though.
They're beating and banging. There's another hit.
If you're young, don't race Harvick too hard. He gets mad about that.
These LCQs or last chance qualifiers, only 3 drivers advance.
Yeah, the 3 out front are liking it right now. Yeah, and Harvick went.
Tony Stewart's got 2 cars in this that might not make it. And he's up there having to be calm. Almirola just rooted Gilliland up off the bottom.
Getting into the corner, and whether you're sliding a tire, now you slide in there too far, you hit the guy in front of you. They're all just trying to make it into the corner so then they can wrap the turn. And
Gilliland takes out Almirola. Junked him.
I thought he was going to hit Harvick now.
Oh, he junked him. Yeah, and I thought he sent Almirola and damn near hit Harvick too.
That was bad.
I'm surprised it's taken this long.
38's already.
I just keep waiting to hear the tone of Tony Stewart's voice. 38 took you out.
I'm going to say the 10 did
Oh.
himself. I mean, you can't run the left sides of your race car
Junked
on
him.
that hash mark right there and leave enough room for the guy on the outside. There's not
That almost killed Harvick. Harvick about didn't know what hit him. Oh! I wish it would have.
Got wrecked because of that. Right there. Yeah, that was read. That was the payback. Yeah, that's right. Which paybacks are always bigger.
But that's what you're going to get on a track that's this small and with the straightaways with the curve in it. Yeah, it's a little bit deceiving.
Tony, you're new to the booth, and I didn't want to do this, but that's costly right there, buddy.
They're making fun of Tony.
Yeah, unfortunately it did.
We listened in on Todd Gilliland.
I'm sorry, I tried to get a line behind him.
Did Gilliland pull the Kyle Busch and just try to get in behind him? That's what it sounds like he said.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too.
He tried to get
Tony said, yeah, that's what I'd say too.
Come on, now your spotter's got to be your cheerleader. It's not up to him to pass good or evil and ascribe blame, is it?
No. Absolutely.
Well, Almirola's going home.
I tried to get in line too. I think Truex ended up off my nose at Bristol once.
I remember that. Tony accidentally wrecked Truex at Bristol one year. I remember that because Truex's crew chief's radio was played live on the air, and he was just cussing like crazy. He was like, listen, Martin, you did a fucking good job today. You raced every motherfucker out here, and that shit was just going over the TV. Well, we have our first junked next-gen car.
Eric Almirola, who finds his way up and into the sacred
I would
barrier,
have gave
courtesy
anything for
Todd
this
Gilliland.
Yeah. Harvick about got cleaned out. Oh, man. It was like he just accelerated after he got hit.
A 2-for-1. Tony might have left the booth.
So DraftKings hasn't posted the final lot. Okay, like I said, either Haley or Reddick, whoever's got the longer odds.
Darius Leonard, pick 6. Nice. AFC's up, Dale. Are you worried? AFC's gonna lose. Them ugly ass all white uniforms. The red numbers. God, that's some ugly uniforms. Are they still? They ain't doing the captain thing anymore, are they?
No.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that helped. That kind of got guys playing hard.
The game wasn't better, but the idea of the game was better.
I don't know. They just got to get rid of the Pro Bowl. It's a waste of time and money because they're not making any money off of it. Somebody said, "Why be at the Pro Bowl when you can be at home with Baker Mayfield?" I don't know what's going on with my stream right now. It's working. I just can't see the comments.
Oh, they don't play with pads.
They don't?
No.
NASCAR and Fox move from the historic LA Coliseum to the most iconic venue in all of motorsports, the Daytona 500. The Great American Race kicks off the 2022 NASCAR season February 20th, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Here are the drivers who have already locked in to today's 150-lap main event. Here's Jamie Little with one of them.
And Joey Logano led every lap in his heat race. What were you able to learn for the 150-lapper coming up in a bit?
I learned it was better than practice for us. We made some big gains after practice. Paul and the guys did a good job at that, and got our Shell Penzo Mustang rolling pretty good in qualifying, and it showed up again in the heat race. So I got a good shot at it now. I wasn't too encouraged or confident after the practice session, but overall that's much better, so we'll give it a shot.
Thanks, Joey.
4 laps complete.
They completed 4 laps before that wreck happened.
Last chance qualifier. Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, and the 16 of AJ Allmendinger.
Sorry,
shows the outside.
Yeah.
Chastain the inside of row 2 with choose rule. Let's see how that plays.
My Super Bowl pick? Oh, Michael, I don't know. I'm struggling on that. Green flag. The top 3 advance. We're 1 out of 10 down because the 10 cars in the garage.
Looks like a good choice for Chastain in the 1. He's got the
Hamlin, Chastain, and Allmendinger, 1, 2, 3. AJ and Chastain were teammates at college, but they always look at Harvick. Harvick.
Can't quite get clear right there. That's going to give Kevin Harvick. He can't get down. It's going to open the door for Kevin Harvick to take the spot as well. I think Harvick's licking his chops right here. I think he knows he's a little bit better than
He's got 2 of the hardest racing motherfuckers in front of him for a transfer spot. They'll take care of themselves. And Harvick's under AJ for 3rd.
keep the 16 home. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And Harvick's number 4 moves into a qualified spot.
Yep, Harvick's got the spot for now. He was just inches away from being taken out, and now he's in the spot.
Now here comes Chris Buescher to the inside.
And now Buescher roots his way under AJ.
That's exactly what we're all watching right now, trying to figure out.
Oh.
We want to be on these restarts. We obviously know the bottom's good. That's how we
God.
want to be in line.
Yeah.
Take that chance.
Buescher dive bombed the corner, made it work, and then AJ crossed him back. Now AJ dive bombs him, and Harvick gets away from him. Harvick pulls away from them,
Wish you didn't. You better get down.
and AJ bodies Buescher in 4. Cody Ware's now in the picture.
Battle side by side. They are losing touch with the 3 qualified positions. Hamlin, Harvick, and Chastain right now in the qualified spots.
How about Cody Ware?
I knew Denny would be safe. Denny's got it made.
And that's something we're going to see a lot of in this main event. There is a preferred line that you want to run that makes time. But when you're racing somebody, you have to sit there and be on the inside. You have to turn so much tighter. You're so much more bound up down there that it costs you guys a lot of time. So if there's 2 of you that are side by side on the racetrack, you know that you got to get this sorted out as quick as you can, or you're going to lose touch with the guys in front of you.
That's right. Yeah, no, you want to get back in line like we saw with the 16 and the 38 were side by side. Now there's too much separation, so the 4 going, making a move here. Get second. Chastain is letting have it. Move. Yeah, we're letting have it. I've been for first spot. I'll take 3rd place. No problem.
told you he was good. If he could just single file out, he'd get up there. He's got a fast car.
Just quietly watching the race now. Hamlin, Harvick, Chastain, the top three for now. AJ and Cody Ware still within striking distance.
I thought that was very savvy of him to risk versus reward.
And Cody's trying to get a little closer. You think Cody won't run your ass over? You got another thing coming. Cody wrecks his own teammates for 35th, okay? Like, what do you think he'd do to make this race? By the way, I think of all the drivers in this field, Cody Ware has the hottest girlfriend out of all of them. I don't know if you guys have seen her or not. He got a good one. You saw her, right? Lord. She's like, what do you do for a living? I'm a shit race car driver. Gilliland going to take another one out. He had the 51 with Cody all jacked up. Yeah, he's a Gilliland. That's what they do. It's a great practice session if you're Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick. Chastain's got to hold everybody off behind him. Then BJ just parked it. BJ parked it, and Almirola got crashed out.
You feel them, but you don't feel the tires chatter or bounce really bad. You just feel like a slip and a little bit of lack of grip.
I said coming into this weekend before we even saw anything, I said my gut tells me Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, because they're really good at heavy braking racetracks, and look who's been fast. Logano being fast ain't a surprise either. Reddick being fast ain't a surprise because the track is slick, and that's what he likes. Justin Haley, though, that caught me off guard.
It's a good mix. You can use it when you need to, but you're really not going to focus on running down there against the wall, which is what NASCAR intended those to prohibit.
Allmendinger's been making time diving in deep in turn 3 and here in turn 1.
Road course guys are good at tracks like this.
Chastain in third.
Tell you who's making some good lap time is Kevin Harvick.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Running a 43 to a 53.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Did I called that? Did I say Harvick was fast? Like once he gets single file out? I mean, he's driven a half a track away from the other guys.
Harvick and Hamlin are pretty much set as long as there's no yellows. And it's great practice to be in this race. Look how fast it is. The cameras can't even keep up with it. How small the track is.
What we make it? 5 minutes up here?
It hasn't been that long.
Here comes the battle for
There
third.
it is.
Yep. Chastain and Allmendinger. Cody Ware trying to close.
Oh, touching.
Allmendinger.
Chastain loose.
Little bump to Chastain. Got him a little loose.
And he's going to start using a little bumper here. I mean,
They better get going because Cody Ware's coming.
Here's Allmendinger.
Allmendinger to the inside of Chastain. Is Chastain going to give him room? He does. Side by side. Cody Ware's right there now. AJ again wedges his way under Ross.
I'm telling you, if you want to blink, you better do it now.
And now Cody Ware's going to take him 3 wide and pass both of them. Nope. AJ clears Chastain and chops Cody Ware. And now Cody Ware's up to 4th and Chastain drops to 5th. Cody Ware, man.
I'm telling you, this 51 Cody Ware has a really fast race car. He was good in practice, good on long runs. I look for him. Be all over this 16 and no time.
I don't think Allmendinger.
Cody Ware's going to make it. AJ's 3rd right now, but he ain't pulling away.
Make sure he hits his marks here.
These guys have had to work really hard from about 4th on back.
Well, that girlfriend done something.
Yeah. Little slip there.
Oh, Cody missed 2. And now AJ's going to pull away.
That's the thing. I mean, you try
That might have been it right there.
and the best spot to get
Cody
on
got back in the
somebody is
gas
on
a
the
little
brakes,
too
on the
quick,
entry, and
a little
you
too
take a
hard.
bit, and the car slips out, and then you lose time.
Overestimated the grip that he had.
Jamie?
Eric Almirola has been checked and released.
Oh, this will be a good interview.
All weekend, what we
Cuban Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that was a bigger hit than I expected to see as we're going here, but the 38 just destroyed us. Yeah, we had a decent start and we were moving forward, and the 38 just drove in there a mile and tore us up. So thanks, Eric.
And there you have it.
Daytona for Eric Almirola.
That reminded me of one of my all-time favorite interviews. Kurt Busch, what happened out there? Got wrecked on the straightaway. And how did it happen? Jimmy Johnson drove straight through me. There you have it.
Oh, the 38 just put Chastain.
And, yeah, Gilliland put Ross out towards the wall. Did he hit the wall?
He
scrubbed the wall.
To see fade in lap times in tires.
Chastain's dropped to 7. That's a bummer.
Laps for the tires to come in, and the longest we've run was a 30-lap practice session. The cars were still great at 30 laps.
And I don't think you have to look any further than what happened with Cody Ware right there. Once he slipped up, made those tires, man, they just lost the grip in him, really took off. A.J. Allmendinger pulled away from him, and that is such an important line right there.
Not only that, but you saw A.J. Allmendinger take the opportunity. He was really cheating that white line to get the left side.
Tony's doing really well after watching one of his cars get fucking junked.
Moved up. He's still got the left sides down, but he's up on the racetrack much further, and it's making more time. Now he's able to pull away a little bit.
Chris Buescher rebounding. He moves up to 5th. Michael. Guys, I caught up with a couple of
Ross, spin the 38 and bring out a caution. It's your only chance.
Man, I love it. It's great for the fans. I'm crazy how it went today. I just was pumped to get in the show, really. Last night, lost a lot of sleep.
He said he was nervous about getting in the show. You made it. You're ready to race. How's it feel?
Yes, it's different, racing people that before we ran yesterday for practice and qualifying and
8 to go.
race setting is pretty intense. Cool to see a lot of people here. Cool to see these races and looking forward to the big show tonight.
And guys, it's cool to hang out with a couple of winners up here watching some racing, short track racing. Dylan and Blaney ready to go for 150 laps.
If you don't think people are excited about being out here in LA and being at the
Harvick is actually catching Hamlin. Harvick's cut like 3 or 4 tenths off of Hamlin's lead the last few laps. He's within a second of Hamlin now.
Because they've never been in a situation where it's do or die.
And AJ's got 3rd place pretty well sewn up. After Cody missed that corner exit, it let AJ get away, find a rhythm, and not have to look in his mirror. You let a guy like AJ find a rhythm, he's going to drive away from you.
Whole nother conversation with me. I'm just not going to start good. Heck, I'm going to the house. I'm going to watch this on the couch.
Well, that's Kyle Busch, who qualified first, won his heat race, and will start up front in the clash. Ross Chastain has made it back up to 6th spot, 7th side by side. And Corey LaJoie gained some ground on Todd.
And lap traffic's only going to make that even easier in the main race. When there's 23 cars, there's going to be a lot of lap traffic.
lines and seeing the lap times and all that sort of stuff. And Harvick was pushing. He was getting closer to the 11. I think he saw a chance where he could win this thing, and he just slipped
Spin the leader out and get a yellow.
So, lap times are pretty even between those guys.
The other thing I was looking
White
forward to
flag.
seeing, catching lap
Credit
times.
one bank.
White flag's not going to matter, but that was something that, when you're out there here later.
And old Dennis is going to win the last chance qualifier race. And Kevin Harvick and AJ Allmendinger are going to advance.
Comes off turn number 4. He will win his 50 lap last chance.
So Cody Ware, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Corey LaJoie, Todd Gilliland, BJ McLeod, and Eric Almirola are going home.
By a second and a half to claim the final spot. A.J. Allmendinger had to rebound to get back in the top 3 and get into the big show.
Good race by AJ.
Los Gatos, California driver, did just that.
Showed a lot of patience there.
Are you gonna stream the NFL honors deal?
No.
Who you think's gonna win MVP?
Aaron Rodgers. Although now they'll probably just give it to Brady just because he retired.
You think so?
Yeah, even though we all know Rodgers should win MVP. Yeah, Chastain sponsors Dana White's new liquor brand, and his car owner is playing the pre-race concert, and now he gets to sit there and watch it like everybody else. That is a tough deal. So Ross and Eric are the ones I feel really bad for. Busher, I get Cody Ware, man, he raced so hard. He finished 4th. That's a good fucking race for Cody Ware. And RFK, the Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing Group, they got to look at things because Chris Busher got outran by Cody Ware, and Brad Keselowski's been slow as shit all weekend. So it's not looking good for Roush. Kind of the story of the last 5 or 6 years. Oh, look, it's a dick pill commercial, right? Oh, no, it's a heart failure pill commercial. I just see old guy walking on a beach, and I think it's a dick pill commercial. Now Bubba's got to go on the next one, and Denny's giving him some advice. Boy, if Bubba don't make this, you're never going to hear the end of it.
Having heat races and having LCQs like this is you have the opportunity if you have a teammate to be able to relay.
Look at Kyle Busch holding his fucking Rowdy energy can.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's just talking about what his car felt like, maybe when it came in, how the grip level was on entry, exit, all that sorts of stuff, just to give Bubba the best chance.
There's just something about the way every energy drink to me has this similar kind of taste. And I'm just like,
you know, Bubba can get in the same position to have that opportunity to get himself in the big dance.
All right, Kyle, you just...
If they have sugar-free Rowdy, I wouldn't mind trying it.
Man, how are you going to take this thing away?
I don't know. I'm ready to go out there and get rowdy, so let's go, baby.
What you're going to need, elbows up. I might need one, man. Quick lap.
I don't think you need one.
It's hard to even get the thing said before you guys make another lap around here.
Quick, while Kyle and Clint are standing next to each other, play the audio of Clint in the truck race at Charlotte in 2010 when he finished second to Kyle Busch and said, "I hate losing to that stupid little fucking bastard."
Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. Call me anytime.
Ha ha ha.
All smiles in the booth with Kyle Busch up there. Smiles down here with Eddie Hamlin too.
Old Dennis.
Saw you run over to your car. Bubba Wallace says you're a team owner as well. What did you have to tell him, and how was your car?
Michael, I'm with you. Collick's going to be better than Roush Keselowski this season. I agree with you. I mean, I know this is a small sample size, but damn, the Collick cars have speed. The Roush cars got nothing.
Camry, I thought that was quite a bit better. So much different having open track versus being, around a transfer spot. But I knew we were pretty solid, which is why we didn't push it as much in the heat race. But yeah, overall, we're gonna start back there, but there's gonna be a lot of laps and a lot of attrition. So we'll see what happens. Nice job,
75 and then a break and then 75 more.
And now, 50 laps to go, the final last chance qualifier. 9 drivers because Martin Truex took the provisional. 3 will advance. Let's check with our crew chief, Larry McReynolds.
Well, Mike, I've been roaming throughout the crew chiefs here, and to you guys' point, definitely teammates are talking to teammates. It's almost like this racetrack is definitely changing. I mean, it's the hottest it's been all day long, and definitely the ones that have already transferred to the Busch Light class, they over there making those adjustments right now. I've been trying to find James.
You'll get on Facebook later and see comments. So where's Bubba starting?
Bubba's gonna start 23rd.
I think that's Mount
Truex.
It's one of those out there.
Unless Truex decides to race, which I don't guess he is.
San Gabriel Mountains, 75 degrees.
Now listen, they didn't offer those in Kansas, Tony, and it blows my mind. It can be 75 degrees here, 5 miles over snow on the mountain.
Look how the sun's just beating down on this motherfucker.
Look at Hollywood sign. This is the best seat in the house.
Yeah, just such a unique and great opportunity for NASCAR to come out west and come to LA to race in the Coliseum. This is something that when you and I were racing, we never thought we'd ever have an opportunity.
Yeah, when Tony and Clint were racing, I just thought we'd be going to Chicago, Kansas, Kentucky, and Las Vegas every fucking year for the rest of our lives. Now we go to fun places. COTA, Gateway, the LA Coliseum. Charlotte has a road course. Indianapolis road course.
Football field surface here with the fill and the gravel and the 4 inches.
We go to fun places now and do fun things.
To make this a beautiful quarter-mile track. A lot of folks said it couldn't be done. Here's the proof.
A lot of boomers said it couldn't be done.
Now, guys, I'm with Chase Elliott. Chase, what's your initial impression? Everybody that's come up here has been smiling, said they were nervous. It's offered a lot for us fans, but for you drivers as well.
Yeah, it's been it's a challenge. It really is, but I feel like it's been a really
really fun event. It's something way different than we've ever done before, which is really good. I missed that. I wanted to see that first last chance, missed it, so I'm excited to watch this race and kind of see where Alex ends up here, trying to get the 48 car in the show. Obviously.
Yeah, Michael Bubba was good in the booth when he and Eric Jones did that race together. I remember that.
Made a couple mistakes there.
I actually watched the broadcast back.
Try again here in a while.
And I usually don't do... Well, usually when I go to a race and come home, I'll try to skim through it. And their commentary was so good, I was like, yeah, I want to hear this. Harvick's got a really good long-run car. If you get that last 75 laps to go green tonight, Harvick's going to have a really good chance.
Harvick is in. 9 drivers will now take to the track to find out which 3 of them will advance to today's main event. Scheduled for 10 drivers, but Martin Truex Jr. has already taken the golden ticket, the provisional.
So Truex is sitting out this race. So it's just the top 3 out of Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, Kurt Busch, Harrison Burton, Landon Castle, Blake Selesky, Ty Dillon. Yeah, I'll take Bubba, Cindric, and Bowman. And if any one of them falls out, it'll be Bubba and Preece will take his spot.
Super strong, but I think they're all on the same boat here in this LCQ.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to watch Kurt Busch. He's always going to be create some kind of excitement.
I agree. I look to this one to be a lot better matchup across the board with these guys, and a lot of new names.
I think that top 3 you have starting this race, they're going to be the ones.
Cindric in that 2 machine out front, on the outside front row. Harrison Burton in the 21 car, another one, and Ryan Preece in that 15 car.
Tell you somebody else who I'm going to watch is that number 2, or it's number 6. I'm sorry, came from the number 2 last year. New season, new cars.
Michael, you got to cheer for Cindric here. I think you've got a good shot. I don't think he has any enemies in this race.
Talking about Brad Keselowski, who will start inside.
Be sad to see Kurt Busch and Brad not make it.
Here we go.
Bubba with a good start on the bottom. Bubba, remember Bubba in the first race took off really strong too. Damn, fucking Cindric looks like he just brake checked the center of the corner. Either that or the 48 just really got back in the gas. But Bubba's car fired off good in the first race he was in, so we'll see. Got to run 50 laps.
Good point right there, Tony. And it's so hard to do is protect and keep track of that thing, keep the car underneath that, you're on low air pressure. We know it's going to be slipping, sliding around, but that's what it takes to be good on a long run.
Bowman's got to make it so Denny Hamlin can't call him a hack again.
Kurt Busch on the inside, the 45, also trying to get there. Bubba Wallace driving away.
Good for Bubba. Harrison Burton got as close to that inside wall as you can get without hitting it.
15 pushes the 15 into the 45. Now, the 45 thinks he got hit from just the 15. Started behind him.
Tony, that's why you have spotters.
Yeah, but they really gonna tell the truth all the time, you think?
Yeah, that pisses me off more than anything. When I see somebody get hit into somebody else and the guy that was in the middle that got hit into the guy gets blamed by the other guy's spotter. Oh, he just ran you over. It's like, yeah, but he got hit from behind, you fucker.
That opens the door up for Kurt Busch. Get as close as you can because you know that pass is coming and go with him.
Bowman going for second on Cindric. He got to his inside. Cindric has to give him room. He gives him a lot of room. That's going to bring Kurt Busch to his inside. Cindric gave him way too much room. And now Cindric is getting just ran over from the inside. He lost 3 spots that lap.
Looks like being hung on the outside of Martinsville.
Cindric went from 3rd to the back. Actually went from 2nd all the way back to 8th. He's at the very fucking back. So Kurt Busch, Alex Bowman, and Bubba are the top 3 now.
And literally in a lap and a half, Austin Cindric lost 5 positions before he could get back in the line.
Oh.
So now it's Kurt Busch in the final transfer spot, and he's not going to settle for that if he can help it.
Now you're starting to see Kurt Busch really pushing Alex Bowman, but collectively they're both catching Bubba Wallace. Now he's going to have to be careful.
So once again, Bubba's car fired off well, but they're starting to catch him a bit. And it's going to be through the center. There you go. Just like the first race Bubba was in. He gets beat through the center and on entry. And the entry is what really gets bad on him later in the run. And now the 48 is there on his bumper.
And I think it's also right in the middle of the corner. He's having to use extra brakes, slow the car down just a little too much right in the middle of the corner where Alex Bowman can really roll through with more momentum.
Oh, boy.
Ty Dillon almost set Brad Keselowski up into the wall at the outside of turn 2.
We're only 15 laps in, and Bubba's just hanging on.
So Alex Bowman slide the left front tire there. Seen so many guys do that all weekend long. And Kurt Busch again doing everything he can do to make sure he's on his bumper if he looks to the inside to go with him.
Burton to the inside of Reese, contact turn 2.
Burton hit Priest off of 2. Nobody wrecked.
Now here comes Ty Dillon into
Top 3 is starting to pull away, but they're going to be racing hard here. If Bubba really starts slowing them up, they're really going to start pushing to get around him because they've got a nice gap right now. But things just changed so fast. I don't know how Harrison Burton didn't spin out.
The spotters, they can hit the button and they can try to tell everybody where somebody's coming in, but you have such a short amount of time to relay that information that sometimes it's just too late. It's not that the spotter's not doing his job and not that the driver's not hearing him, but it's just way too fast. It happens way too fast.
Yeah, you'll feel it before you hear it.
Exactly.
This feels like I'm watching, and you know, if I'm in the car right here.
It's weird seeing a Petty style 42 car again.
Get off that bottom line and let him around.
And it's weird that it's Ty Dillon driving it. You're right about that.
And that cross, that's exactly what I love about this racetrack, Tony. When you go down on them rumble strips and you protect that inside, it gives that guy an opportunity to go out, arc the corner man, and get a better drive up off him to get underneath of you.
His top 3's being really nice to each other.
Watching Bubba around there, is he really tight in the center, or is he trying to protect the exit?
I just think he's tight in the center.
He gets turned, and then he drives off straight from the bottom.
Well, it's effective.
Tight in the center. He can't get low. But this top 3 doesn't really have to race hard right now.
He's going to make this interesting if he's able to catch those top 3 cars.
Now, Kurt Busch has backed off about half a car length. He had. Kind of as if he was saving his stuff and letting this play out ahead of it. Or is he going to get in there and stir the drink?
This is that anticipation, that crunch zone, of what I was hoping to see with this place. Now you're starting to see the 21 catch those top 3. That's
Ty Dillon into the back of the 21, gets him sideways. That opens up the gap for the top 3 again. And Ty Dillon is beating the back bumper off the 21, trying to take him out. And Ty Dillon spun the 21. Caution's out. Halfway through. Caution's out. Harrison Burton tried about 3 times to wreck Ty Dillon, and he finally got it done.
Stewart die time.
Spun him out.
Obviously, Ty Dillon does not want to be the one that goes home from this one.
Good for Austin Center.
All right, so finally we're under.
Ty Dillon made himself a caution. That top 3 was doing really well. Right here, I was like, top 3's gone. And then Ty Dillon said, oh, shit, the top 3's gone. I better do something.
Gets hit in the back.
Oh. Wow, that brought the caution out.
Wall safety.
I don't really know if that needed to be a caution or not.
There's the first
I don't know how to sell it any other than
Oh.
desperation. It's time to go. But I can tell you that's going to put the pressure.
That was an entertainment caution a little bit.
And definitely on Bubba Wallace.
That top 3 was going to be out of there.
I mean, they could to the outside, they could be out and headed to the house.
Watch for the chews. That's going to be key here. Now, here's Harrison Burton. Hold your ears.
Yep. You know how he wants to race.
I like it.
Harrison Burton's going to wreck the 42.
Mike, I'm a Greg Ives, crew chief for Alex Bowman. You're running second, 26 laps to go. Where do you choose? Short and simple.
Yeah, we got to choose the inside here. Luckily, we got to watch a couple races beforehand, and the inside seemed to win.
Inside. That's the only answer. That top 3, that entire top 3 needs to go to the bottom.
But we're going to choose the inside here.
No question, I think that's the way to go, Mike.
All right, thanks, Larry. Let's find out. 2 to go before we restart. So they will approach.
Ty Dillon's like, I didn't get back in the Cup Series to get sent home in the first fucking race. And the 21's going to line up right behind Ty Dillon.
Everybody shocked that Kurt Busch didn't take the opportunity. We're race car drivers. We're greedy.
So Ty Dillon and Harrison Burton picked the outside line. Cindric too, but the three guys who were running up front all picked the bottom.
Those three inside positions are going to be the ones that prevail here. The 42, he's the one that I want to know what's going to happen.
How about these beautiful aerial shots provided by Goodyear? Anything can happen as long as
Yeah, Michael, Bubba is like a speed bump into the corner and through the center. He's not bad off, but I think his car's tight. But they were cutting him a lot of brakes. Now they're not going to be able to cut him any brakes because they're all going to be piled on top of each other. I just hope maybe now that they've cooled down under this caution, he might fire off again like he does at the starter runs.
26 laps to go.
All right, 26 to go. 3 wide almost. Bubba moves Ty Dillon up. That's his buddy. Bubba and Ty are very close, by the way. Bubba couldn't get to the inside and get in front of the 48. Now, can he? No, he still can't. Bowman's still there. Ty Dillon into third. But Kurt Busch is to his inside. I mean, Ty Dillon's racing for his life right now. 2 by 2. Harrison Burton sitting behind all four of them watching it play out. The 48 is going to clear the 23. Bubba tries to cross him over and gets him up off the bottom, gets him loose. Bubba back to the inside. Now Bubba's got the line. He's got the line now. But can he hold it without Kurt Busch getting under him and they end up 3 wide down the straightaway?
He's going to have to hold him down here and try to make him loose underneath of him.
Can't tell who led that lap. They were nose to nose at the start-finish line. Bubba can't hold the bottom. Oh, Bowman 3 wide for third now with the 42 and the 21. And now Bowman's going to drop to the back. And Bubba holds the lead. Kurt Busch second. And Kurt Busch ain't going to race his teammate that hard. But Kurt Busch is going to race to protect second place, I think. There you go. And the 21 sends the 42. Tip for tat with Burton and Ty Dillon. And there you go. Ty hit him back. And now he's going to tuck in behind him and hit him again. And Ty Dillon just got sent again because I saw him lock up the left front. But he hangs on to third. And the two 2311 cars are just going to race to protect their spots. Oh, we got a spinner. Caution. Ryan Preece got spun around. Stack them up and do it again. Landon Castle spun Ryan Preece. Yeah, Bubba, great job. Bubba is good. Short runs are going to get Bubba in this race. That's going to get Bubba in the race. Short runs, and these cautions are actually good for him. He just better pick the inside is all I can tell him. I'll restart third to be on the inside line. Just 3 guys going for the same spot.
Right front, underneath the left rear of Austin.
But if you're Landon Castle, I hate to say this, that's the cards that he's dealt. I've watched
on a quarter-mile track, a car facing backwards kind of warrants a caution. The Harrison Burton thing, I didn't think that was worth a caution. But the pre-spin just now, yeah. That's a damn good race. I told you the last chance races would be the best ones. I'd like everybody to tell everybody who told me that this was going to suck and it was another failure by NASCAR. Where are you at now? Yeah.
Do you or a loved one suffer from failure?
Yes. Me and all my loved ones suffer from failure.
Mac Jones to Hunter Renfroe touchdown.
Huh.
Do you remember that drive where the Falcons kept holding for no fucking reason?
Which one?
The first one.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The one where it was, what was it? Was it 14-0?
Yeah.
21-0, something like that. 21-0, I think. When they got the field goal from all them fucking holes.
The LeGarrette Blount fumble was the play that I remember that nobody else remembers. This second race for the last chance deal has me on the edge of my seat. It's a bit fun, isn't it?
Got me ready for the main event.
Yeah.
I wish we had a third winning in.
Yeah, we need a third winning in. Just say one car makes it. Let's take everybody that's left and say, all right, one car makes it.
And we'll have 3 winning ends.
So we'll have 24 cars in the main instead of 23. We just need. I just want to see one more last chance race because this one's been really good. I don't know. Oh, that's the best Coke ever.
2311 is now a 2-car.
Yeah, they could totally do a points race at this track and give out, like, through the heat races, give out points to, like, the top 5, and then the main event just gives out regular points. You know, they could do something here. This is too good. This is too good of a racetrack to only come to once. Right now, Denny's got both of his cars in. Right now.
You know, when you're watching, you're out of control, and so you're trying to backseat drive here and there. But
Truex was smart to sit this one out, I think.
he needs to carry a little more injury speed to not get punted.
All right, here we go. With Denny's cars, 1-2 on the inside.
Kurt Busch, Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Harrison Burton. Kurt and Bubba were 1-2. They both picked the bottom. Cindric goes 3 wide on the 48 for 5th. Poor Keselowski. Ty Dillon really fast around that outside, but he's not going to be able to clear Bubba from there. Although, hell, he might. Bubba's car is so tight, I think Ty's going to clear him on corner exit. He does. So now it's Kurt Busch, Ty Dillon, and Bubba. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Bubba, hang on, man. Bubba's 3rd. Cindric is slow. They said Cindric's off the pace. Oh. Son of a bitch. Cindric when he went 3 wide. Or was it Ty? Yeah, it was Ty Dillon. They said he jumped the restart. That's harsh. So now it's Kurt Busch, Bubba, and Harrison Burton because Ty Dillon's going to have to. Ty Dillon's been penalized for a restart violation. Now that's the back stretch. Wait till they get around to the front. Ty's not serving his penalty yet, if you haven't noticed. Oh, man, he totally jumped that. He was launching before they hit the restart by. Yeah, Kurt Busch backed everybody up. So Ty Dillon has to drop to the back under green because we don't have a pit road here to serve penalties. He's going to have to wreck several people at this point. One to get a caution and then plow through everybody to get to 3rd. So there's really no way to do it. So now a 3-car battle for the transfer. Bubba's going to get spun. Oh, the 48 got the 21 sideways. That gave Bubba a break. That gave Bubba the biggest break was Bowman getting under Harrison Burton. Come on, Bowman, you got to get the 21 out of the way. I'm cheering for Bowman here to get the 21 out. Oh. Keselowski just spun Landon Castle, and that's a caution. Wow. And that's going to help Ty Dillon.
Caution laps do not count.
What a clusterfuck. That was a little bit of a break for Ty Dillon. He's going to be about 5th or 6th now.
9 laps laps to go in this final last chance qualifier.
I'd say if they were going to do a points race here, the transferring drivers from the heats get points. You start at like 5 points for the winner, 4 for second, 3 for third, or whatever. Something like that.
I knew Jameis would go back to the Bucks.
Makes sense, I guess. Not a good day for RFK racing. Martin Truex and his guys look like geniuses for not running this last race. That disappoints the next highest guy in points, which I'm thinking was Keselowski. If Truex had ran this race and transferred, I think Keselowski would be the next guy. They could use a transfer spot, I think. Oh, Keselowski got hit by Ty Dillon into Castle, so Ty Dillon caused that caution.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Somebody said BK in full send mode. No, that was Ty Dillon's putting BK into full send mode.
I was like, well, damn, that's good for Ty Dillon, but I figured he would have dumped somebody.
Ryan Newman watching this race from the couch, knowing it wasn't his fault that the 6 car was slow. Oh, man. Somebody gave Todd Dillon the NASCAR Racing 2003. Oh, man, they're showing us the black flag. You jumped the restart. Oh, man, they're showing us the black flag. Somebody just said Busher got beat by Cody Ware. Ooh, I might retire if Cody Ware straight up finished in front of me in any race that I wasn't like crashed out of or something, you know. Daytona. Now we start the week leading up to the Super Bowl, which is like the longest week ever for everybody.
All right, we thought the first 3 drivers would choose the inside. Harrison Burton, running third, said no. I'm going for it from the outside of the front row. Ryan Preece outside of Bubba Wallace in 4th. And that leaves Alex Bowman in 5th and Brad Keselowski.
So, Kurt Busch, Harrison Burton, Bubba, Ryan Preece.
That's what happens with the
only 3 make it. Bowman and Keselowski are back in the hunt here.
9 laps.
There you go. There's Todd Dillon just plowing through a couple of guys.
42 car has been
a weapon
involved in everything in this race at some point.
If you were the insurance adjuster on this play, you'd be filling out forms on 4.
Yeah, Borther, get my Busch Clash back at Daytona. God bless.
Here we go.
God bless, Borther. You wouldn't be having this much fun at Daytona. They'd be single file for 70 laps and then race for 5 and then crash. Green flag. We got about 9 to go. I like that inside again. That's going to be these short runs and restarts on the inside are going to be good enough to get Bubba. Oh, Cindric. Cindric just blew past the 42, hit the 48. 48 saves it. And Cindric gets spun by Todd Dillon.
I mean, it just shocks me. I can't believe
And we have a caution. Todd Dillon just keeps running. I told you he's just going to plow through people until he gets about 3rd or 4th in line.
This is the LA Coliseum.
He can make one good dive bomb move to make the race. The good thing about taking people out in this race is that they're not going to be racing later.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I'm the pace car driver, I'm nervous right now.
Just take whoever you want out of the qualifying races because they're not going to be in the race later.
after you get through the
Bowman had a great four-wheel drift there a lap before that to save his car.
With a zero give.
right.
There's a whole lot of tape.
That's the longest fucking qualifying race.
So once this LCQ is finished, the cars will get ready for the main event. Pitbull will perform a concert, and he gets to cheer on his team Trackhouse in the finale. A lot going on for the fans here in Los Angeles, and for you at home watching on Fox. All right, if you're Harrison Burton, do you choose that outside front row again?
Well, he didn't this time. I tell you who is happy about that, though, and I think it's the right decision, is Alex Bowman. I mean, he's got to do something. He's got to gain a spot.
I really want Bowman to make it.
And I agree with that. Alex Bowman.
But I want Bubba to make it. Really, I want Bowman, Bubba, and Kurt Busch to make it.
He's getting pushed around on the right, on the wrong side of you know, the good. Maybe he's right, that son.
And let's talk about Ty Dillon in the 42. You know, he's back in the Cup Series this
I
year.
told you, he's back in the Cup Series. He ain't going home in the first race.
GMS trying to make his mark, trying to make it into the big show.
And I'm not sold that
God bless, brother.
He's right back on the outside of the second.
I'm with the Boomers on the Pitbull concert as well. That's the only thing I agree with them on. Ice Cube, no, Ice Cube's cool as shit. Pitbull, though, come on, he fucking blows.
I'm excited that I got that opportunity to go from fourth and restart second, because I do feel like he's better than the 23 car speed-wise. The part that does make you nervous, though.
All right, Borthers.
Tie behind you.
The best thing Kurt Busch has going for him is a teammate behind him, but that 21 could just send his teammate straight into him and take this whole thing.
Martinsville Speedway in one of NASCAR's 3 national series. Race day next right here on Fox. And then, Busch-like clash at the Coliseum. All right, here we go again.
All right.
8 laps.
8 laps. I don't even know what to say at this point. Oh, Kurt Busch got sent. I think Bubba hit Kurt, and then Todd Dillon's just plowing through him. Can't finish him off, though. Bubba takes the lead. Burton into second. Kurt Busch third. And Cindric flies in, who had just gotten spun out. And Cindric's going for third. Oh, he totally missed that corner and just used Kurt Busch to make the corner. Todd Dillon's got third and fourth sitting right in front of him. Here's Ty's chance right here. Turn 1 this lap. He's going to do it. Harrison, take a chill pill, bro. You're second. They're racing hard behind you. Don't do nothing stupid. Oh, Bubba, that's a really defensive line. Bubba completely missed. He didn't really touch Bubba. Bubba missed that corner. Now Bubba's got a block. Bubba's getting passed on 2 sides, and Kurt Busch just got junked 3 wide and slammed into the outside wall. That's a caution.
Fuck. This is stupid. Oh.
He's just going straight in. He had that fucking toe of that car's broken. Look at the right front. Yeah. Well, Kurt, you got to figure out who hit him first.
Bowman's lucky he got knocked out of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's pick this apart one incident at a time.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Where do we
So into turn 1, I told you the 21 hit Bubba into Kurt, like I said, was probably going to happen. Then Todd Dillon just said, fuck it, I'm in there. And then Cindric took the spot. Bubba missed the corner by himself just in front of Burton, and that opened up a clusterfuck of opportunities here.
He's got to do everything he can.
And Cindric sends it in, hits Bubba, cleans out Kurt. Just Cindric making a dive bomb move.
Denny Hamlin's reaction. His car, one of them is still in it.
Oh, this is something else.
Bubba, even being off of 4, Bubba got loose and had to use a lot of real estate up off, didn't get off the corner good. That all kind of stacked that up for a big, massive 3-wide entrance into turn 1. And this cat right here, he is not going to be happy. Within a few laps, he went from the lead to out of the race and watching this on the couch.
Kurt's in a good spot there on the outside until Austin Cindric sends it in underneath Bubba Wallace. And then it's a short distance to the wall.
So there you see Bubba Wallace really shoot up and move down and protect. That put Kurt Busch on the outside 3 wide.
And that's not Kurt. Kurt's not doing anything bad in that scenario. He's just in the wrong place.
Yeah, for the record, Kurt Busch did nothing wrong. This will be a good interview.
Physical out there.
Are we going to get an old Kurt Busch interview?
Talk me through it from your perspective.
I just got put in a bad spot on one of the restarts, and when you're not managing the race and holding the white line, you're in a vulnerable spot. So, I mean, we needed to transfer. We needed to start off strong, and we did not. But just disappointed that we're not in the main. And you're racing hard in a Coliseum. This is what it's all about. It's fun. NASCAR did a good job putting all this together. But thanks to Monster Energy.
That was Kurt Busch about 6 or 7 years ago.
We're supposed to be in the main. We're not.
I appreciate that interview right there. Those are hard words to say. Stay positive.
Now we're going to restart with 5 laps to go. 5 more chances for Ty Dillon to plow through this entire field. I think the good news for everybody is that Ty Dillon's on the front row. We can't hit anybody. Ty Dillon's on the front row on the outside. Oh, Bubba. Bubba sent it in that time. Go get it, Bubba. Harrison's in the lead. And Ty Dillon's got, oh, Cindric got spun again right in front of Bubba. And the caution is out. And Cindric's done for the day.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. Now Ty Dillon is somehow going to make the race.
Yeah, Kurt Busch really has matured.
Say that yet. There's way too much that can still happen in this race.
Well, this was bump 'em, thump 'em,
Ryan
and
Priest
dump 'em.
is third. Is that right?
I can't. Let's see where Priest comes out, and let's see how Cindric got turned. I think it had a lot to do with Bubba.
And here we come to the corner.
Yeah. Just Bubba charged the corner, and Cindric was creeping through the center. And
You can't put that on anybody.
yeah, that's just one guy creeping into the corner. Cindric was trying not to run over the 42. Cindric's one of the few guys I've seen go out of their way to not hit somebody at one point in the race.
There's a reason.
Dope. The Boomers are going to be upset and blame Bubba.
That's a decision you have to make. You got into him to move him out of the way, but unfortunately, it just probably took him out of the race.
Hey, Bubba's had this happen to him during the race too.
Everybody's been hit.
Clean slate in this race right now.
Everybody in this race has been hit or hit someone. Nobody's hands are clean here, like Tony Stewart just said.
Friday, Saturday nights, everywhere, close quarters.
Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray, Borther.
Since we went on the air yesterday in practice, we all knew these LCQs were going to be where they.
And now they've got to fix the fucking wall from where Cindric hit it on the inside. So they got to get the forklift over there to set it back.
That second race was going to be wild in the qualifiers.
Now, the outside wall here is the safer barrier that we're used to seeing at NASCAR tracks. The inside are the concrete jersey barriers that you're used to seeing along the highway. And the forklift is now going to move one and put it back into place. Regan?
Alex Bowman sitting here in the infield. His race is over short. Alex, things got a little bit interesting.
So Alex has damage. He can't continue.
You were in a good spot, and then you weren't.
Yeah, I felt like we were one of the best cars. Like, we were definitely better than.
We might only get 3 cars left at the end.
He was running a really aggressive line, kind of taking my exit.
Then they'll see if somebody else can fix theirs.
He shipped me back in the next corner, but I mean, short track racing was part of coming to a place like this. And what has ensued in the last 15 minutes, I don't know what you call that, but hopefully everybody at home is excited, and I see a lot of fans excited, which is what matters, and it's why we're here. So I hate it for Ally and Hendrick Motorsports. They all crashed down there, and I just
They broke the wall.
drove in the fence. So I hate that we tore up a race car. Hate it for Ally to not be in the show later.
This guy Bubba needs to get parked. What, like he's the only fucking one out here running into somebody?
Interesting up here for sure, Regan. I'm with Chase, and Chase, since you walked up the.
You watch this race and say Bubba should be parked and don't say shit about Ty Dillon?
I was eating lunch and watching the first one. It was pretty uneventful, and then came up here, and this obviously has been a different deal. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect later. It can go one of 2 ways. It can go like the first last chance, or it can go like this. So we'll see.
You're all right with rolling your sleeves
Yeah,
up.
we've
again,
had
too,
one of
right?
each. We had the long
Well,
ball,
whatever's
and now we
entertaining.
Back to Daytona, please.
Whatever we need to do to make it a good show. But I think what happened here in this race.
Park the 23.
Vulnerable you are, and you know, just rooting people out of the way. How easy it is to do.
God, it's gonna be a crowd.
And you know, the two.
Look, the Hack and Denny Hamlin are talking about it.
Being aggressive, so I don't know. I guess it depends on how bad you want to win, and it'll be entertaining, that's for sure.
Entertaining. The fans are loving it, guys. They're cheering up here.
Sounds like the fans more so than the drivers. For most Angelinos, road rage is associated with the drive home. Here at the Coliseum, road rage is associated trying not to have to go home.
Exactly.
So out of this deal, Bowman's done, Cindric's done, Kurt Busch is done. We're running out of cars.
Boy, that was a good decision.
And then he's going, I can't understand why he would.
I'm with NRE. Holy shit, why didn't we think to do this sooner?
Because Truex would have been in this race. They would have started 10 instead of 9 cars. And now we have 7 racing for 3 spots. I don't think we're Mr. Yellow Flag, he's not done yet.
No, he's just getting his arms and legs stretched out here and getting ready for.
We still have 5 laps. I don't know if we have enough automobiles out there to handle it, but we still have 5 laps for these 3 spots, and I'm ready for it.
Like Neil Bonnet once told me after he got knocked out of a race, I said, who's your biggest contender here? He says, Pace Car's got a good shot at it. This is not over. Harrison Burton, Ty Dillon on the front row, Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski hasn't made any noise in this qualifying yet. Landon Castle and Austin Cindric.
And I can't help but to think some of these guys that we've been watching beating and banging up there, 3 wide, knocking the front, wheels off this thing. I can't help but to think that some of those suspension components mean something out here. Maybe Brad's going to be able to catch up.
You've been hit by Ty Dillon.
He certainly has more experience than anybody else in this field. Can he transfer in with that new number 6?
Are y'all going to be ready for the clash at North Wilkesboro in a couple years? 5 laps, Burton, Ty Dillon, Preece, Bubba. I don't think Bubba's got anything left, and he's stuck on that outside. He's going to have to run through Chastain, Preece to get in. 21 and the 42 can't even stop hitting each other when they have nothing to hit each other about. There you go. Open the door for Bubba. Preece trying to root. I think this is where Ty Dillon's going to really come to regret what he did early in the race. He got hit by Preece into the 21. And we have a caution with 3 to go. So Ty Dillon got hit into him by Preece.
But that started with the 4th place running car that's 1 spot out of the transfer.
Right.
Oh, boy.
And Harrison Burton, who was the leader, becomes the victim. Here's a look at it.
Look at Preece. That started with Preece.
Yeah, but you see Ryan Preece.
And I thought the gates of heaven were about to open for Bubba. I was like, oh.
And finally finished him off.
But Cindric's back in it now. I thought Cindric was going to be out of the race. But Cindric's still out here running. Look at that car. He broke the wall and he's still running.
It's just too bad, though, in my opinion. That's the top 3 transfer cars right there that are beating and banging and
That's what I'm saying.
And we said this a minute ago. Nobody's been immune. Nobody's been.
Everybody's done something wrong in this race.
In this race whatsoever. I mean, everybody's trying to get to the show.
I don't get it, Tony. If those top 3 all just stay in line, they'll make.
Kurt and Bubba were trying to do that. They had this race under control when they were running 1-2. When Kurt and Bubba were running 1-2, we had harmony.
3 laps to go.
Son of a bitch.
Well, we've seen the 42 go from the back to the front.
I'm going to get like 30 minutes off screen between races at this rate.
For Harrison Burton to try to make this time up again.
Or is it 2 sitting clear back here in the 3rd row? He's extremely good on these restarts. Tony, you alluded to it earlier. Getting up through the gearbox. I don't think there's a front end left on that thing. Look how smashed up it is, and to see and to think that car still could make this race.
I don't know how Cindric's still running. He broke the wall. These new cars are really durable.
Well, and you can't count out Brad Keselowski either. I mean, he's probably had the cleanest race. I mean, he's been involved in a bunch of stuff, but I don't think he's really caused a lot. But he's just 1 spot out at this point.
Bubba's on the outside line. Bubba's just, that outside ain't going to work. Ty Dillon went before the restart box again. I know he's the leader, but you can't go before the restart box. Ty Dillon jumped to restart again. Bubba, get into 3rd. There you go. Bubba's into 3rd. That's the transfer spot. Keselowski's back in it now. 2 to go. For love of God, can we finish this?
2 to go.
They should penalize Ty Dillon again. He went before the restart box.
Harrison got in way hard. Brad's going to move him out of the way.
White flag.
Separates the top three.
They've not penalized Ty Dillon. Priest second, Bubba third. Couldn't get there. Ty Dillon wins it. After all that, Ty Dillon wins. Priest second, Bubba Wallace third. He advances. Look at Ty's car. And he's fist pumping.
He better brought probably your friends with him to the racetrack.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, he's a short track, dirt track guy. He knows how to take care of himself in this scenario.
What the fuck?
I feel like he went before the restart box. He was the leader, I know, but you can't go before the restart box.
Younger of the Dillon brothers with a new team.
The race to get in the race.
Along with Ryan Brees.
In a minute, I'm going to stop the stream and take a break before the main.
With 4 laps to go, Harrison Burton is literally leading the race. Ends up out of the show.
I can't believe they managed to run a couple of laps without wrecking again.
You couldn't have done any more than what he did to get there.
Just couldn't get close enough.
Ty Dillon hit everyone and everything in this race. Martin Truex, you're a genius.
Wins last chance qualifier number 2.
All right, guys, I'm not streaming Pitbull.
Coming up next, race day featuring a
What I'm going to do is stop the stream here, and around 6 o'clock or a little after, we'll be back. We'll stream the main race. I think it's going to be good to get a break between streams. Good for me. So come back here in about 45 minutes to an hour, a little after 6, whenever they, give the command. Right before they give the command, I'll be back. So see you guys in a little while.